We woke up to another beautiful morning. The nights are getting a little cooler. And I have to tell you, we do not use alarms to wake up. I'm a pretty early riser. Andrew's very structured in his routine too when he wakes up. But every once in a while, there's a morning where we need a little bit more sleep. And this was one of those mornings. And I'm very glad that we have that flexibility in our morning routine to do that. It's fine for everybody. Sometimes for me, I don't get everything done that I want to get done, and that's okay. I did pretty good this morning. The only thing I didn't get done was loading the dishwasher. So I just put all of the dishes in the sink. I still wiped everything down, got everything ready to go for the day. So that way, when I came home, I knew it was going to be really quick and easy to just load up the dishwasher. And that was really all that I had to do. It was also a little bit of a different morning because Steve had to drop his car off at the garage. And I dropped Andrew off, then I picked Steve up, and then we had a nice little drive in to his work before I dropped him off. And it was really nice just to have that little chit chat. We talked about a couple of things that we want to do in September. And then I'm also just taking a little bit of time going through these file folders. I have all the HelloFresh ones in one folder. I have my inventory in another one. And then I also have some printable recipes and a couple of little printouts to help me stay organized in the kitchen. So between my brain dump and these little file folders, I think it's really going to help me stay on track with everything. And I am loving having my bread box in the kitchen. I feel like it works perfectly for that little bit of extra countertop space that we have. And I also stopped and picked up some sales this morning. I thought it was worth my time. So we'll start off with a little food basics haul. I'm back on track. You gotta pick your battles and your priorities and everything, and having dirty dishes sit in my sink was what I needed to do this morning, and now I got it all tidied up. And I also want to do a Walmart pickup order tomorrow, and I'm trying to figure out the best system that works for me, and I think this is it. So I pretty much have an idea of what our meals are going to look like, what we need. So I have it on my Walmart app, and then I went to Food Basics because there was a couple of things that I wanted to get, and I knew that they would be a cheaper price. So what I did was I went through the flyer, saw the things that they had, but then I also know that there's regular things that I get there that is a better price than Walmart. For example, this milk is $1.50 less a bottle compared to the Fairlife at Walmart. So this saved me $4.50. I think it was worth it. The coffee cream was on sale. I picked that up. They had blueberries. They were $1 off. I didn't know what they were at Walmart, but I like to pick them out. And then the peppers were on $4 for these bags. I think it was $3.44 at Walmart for the tricolored, but I wanted to just grab them, and I want to prepare them for the freezer. That's a little bit of what I want to do today and this weekend. This is what I have been buying, and I really like the Dempster's sourdough English muffins. I have tried and tried and tried to do a sourdough starter. It's just not something I want to get into. Everybody makes it look really easy once you get it done, but the stretch and folds and all of that. If I want to make a homemade loaf of bread, I want to do it and enjoy it on a cold winter's day or something. Like, I know that, but I do like the sourdough. I know there's benefits and all of that from it, but this is some process compared to, buying it from a local bakery or something, but trying to do the best I can. But anyways, I had one in my cart, and this is kind of like my go-to. Breakfast sandwiches, just, peanut butter, fruit, yogurt in the morning. Everybody likes it. So if you bought 3, it was a better price. And I'm like, that's good to know, because that way I can do a rotation. So when I pull the last one out, I know I can get 3 more at Food Basics and go from there. I would like to try and make my own English muffins, but I just like having a package of 6. It works well. During the week, if it's just Steve and Andrew eating it, gets 3 days. And then on the weekend, it gets us 2 days. It just works for us. And then I had 2 impulse purchases. Let's get the English side. Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar, strawberries and cream. I like a good pop soda, whatever you want to call it. I like that usually at lunchtime, and then I've been trying not to have it in the evening. And then I also picked up just the Silk Oat dairy-free creamer. I just don't know what I want to do for creamers and all of that. I just thought that was a nice size, and I'm pretty sure the Silk Oat creamers are pretty good. So anyways, this is everything that I got at Food Basics, and I'm gonna put the stuff in the fridge, and it's just so easy to put it away when you are organized. Okay, everything fits in here, and then I have the extra cream And then I have an oat milk back there that I won't be repurchasing. Just kind of went through the yogurt, trying to figure out if I need to order some. I do know I need cottage cheese. We'll finish up the strawberries tomorrow. That is the pineapple, eggs, grapes. This will be dinner tonight. And then that will be lunch, and then that's dinner tonight. So I have room to just put the peppers in here for now, and then everything is visible. Like I have that iceberg lettuce there, and the spring mix too, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I think use it for something this weekend. And then I also have this little pickle thing. That's always an extra plus with the HelloFresh because it's just such a nice treat. I put it out and then Steve and I eat it. And then I'm gonna put the blueberries there, and that's good until I'm ready to deal with it all. And there's the English muffins. I'll deal with them later, and then all of this stuff will go into the garage. This just kind of goes, we like to keep a variety of different flavors and different sizes of pop, so that will just kind of go into the rotation, and then these two things will go into our fridge in the garage, you know, the old fridge that used to be in the kitchen, and it will probably outlast every other appliance, but it's like our drink fridge. But anyways, that's where this is gonna go. Everything's done that needs to be done. Now I change my focus to work in my office, work on YouTube, and just all of the other things going on. So I did this last night, just what I'm gonna need, you know, a couple of ideas of what our meals and everything are gonna look like, what I have, and the sales and everything. So I'll finalize the Walmart order and get that all taken care of. And then I think I did this Sunday night, just kind of an idea of what this week was gonna look like and everything, and then just an empty pad of paper because I want to do a little bit of a brain dump. I need to get more organized for the fall and just really get dwindling down the freezer inventory, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So while I have downtime, some different recipes, or while things are uploading and downloading or whatever I'm doing, you know, I can just get everything written down here just to do that initial brain dump, and then I can put it in like this little folder here, and then it's just different things that can help me organize. So this is like kind of odds and ends, but this is just kind of stuff where I can throw in till it gets where it needs to go. And that's working out really well for me. But anyways, now it's time to do some office work. We are gonna have lunch outside. It's beautiful out, and they know I packed the extra carrots, so they're gonna have some of the carrots. I'll have a few, and this is what I'm gonna have for lunch. I think I'm gonna have some yogurt after too, but as always, I'll eat this, wait 10-15 minutes, see how I feel, and then decide if I need something else. It's been a little over 2 hours since I had lunch, and the adult Lunchable with the fruit and veggies was perfect, and I ate the pineapple last because of the sweetness of it, and it just like tied my meal together perfect. So I have the same thing tomorrow, and it's been going good. I'm really happy with it, and I think I'm coming up with like Sunday night kind of planning for Monday to Tuesday, then Thursday, you know, usually that's kind of like my food day, so I kind of regroup, come up with another plan, but kind of looking at dinners from like Monday to Thursday or Monday to Wednesday, and then kind of Thursday to Sunday or Friday to Sunday. I think that works the best for me. And now I'm just kind of figuring out the pickup order and kind of the shop and the different things that I need, and I really feel like Thursday and Friday is the 2 days to do that, and then hopefully be able to make it until the next week. Last week I was still kind of figuring a few things out, and I think this week I'm gonna have it perfected, hopefully, and then figuring out Costco and then going into the Burr months and all of that. So I've just been doing a little bit of, you know, planning and, you know, coming up with some strategies for what do I need to have in the freezer. I don't want to have more than what I need, but I also know there's some stuff that's going to be going on sale in the fall that you can only really get it at that time of the year. So just trying to find the balance with having room for what I need, also, you know, saving a little bit of room for when something comes up, and just keep working at it. Like I said, I keep doing it routinely, and then it just gets easier and easier. So instead of like taking, you know, a half an hour to get that initial organization done, now it takes me like 5-10 minutes. And when you are kind of know what your stuff is that you routinely use. It's just kind of doing the rotation. So, you know, one time I'm going to buy this type of yogurt, or this week I'm going to buy cottage cheese, or, you know, I'm going to skip it this week and then maybe in another week or two kind of buy it again, so we don't get bored of the same things over and over, having a little bit of variety, and then making sure that I have those staples in the pantry, the freezer, and then just making sure that I have the extras that I have, so I can kind of stretch everything else out and then just kind of buy produce as needed week to week. So I feel like it's all coming together. I also have to do an Old Navy return. I'd like to get that done today and out of the way. I ordered a couple of tops. The ones that I have been getting, they haven't had them for a while, so I just tried these other ones, but they're too short. I feel like everything is going cropped and I like something a little bit longer, and it's kind of frustrating when you know exactly what you want, you just can't find it anywhere. So it's just a reminder that I need to go through my clothes sooner rather than later, so I don't wait until everything is completely picked over, because I know all of the fall stuff is starting to come out. Even the stores online, everything gets picked over very quickly, and then also knowing whenever there's like sales or certain percentages off, and just being, you know, aware of everything. So yeah, it's going good. So I'm hoping to get out to Old Navy. I would like to pop in to No Frills, get a couple of things, and then I'm also going to get all of my donations packed up and get them dropped off, so that way all of the little odds and ends is all taken care of and I don't need to worry about any of it this weekend. And I also booked my Walmart pickup order for tomorrow. I think it's like less than $70, which is really good. And then just getting the last little few things at No Frills, and then I think we will be good for the week. I did a few errands before pickup, and I decided to stop in at No Frills because I did like some of the sales. Of course, I got more. I didn't have any like craft dinner in the pantry, so I picked up the white cheddar PC one. It's really good. It's $1.50. And then they also had the Annie's on for $2 a box, and I know that's a good price. They are a little bit smaller, but I do find these are really great for sides if it's a busy night. This is the only place I've seen the chicken bone broth, and I've seen a few people add this to recipes to help with protein, and I thought I'd try this for rice just to kind of up the protein on certain dinners. And this is what I went for. The cottage cheese was on for $3.50, and I didn't realize that these ones were part of the sale. These are $6 at Walmart, and I really like these little cups because they're portioned out. And if we open up the big tub, you know, sometimes we eat it more than others, and I like the smaller ones, but that was the only one they have, so I need to get more of those. I also decided to pick up the pumpkin spice whipped topping, and they had yogurt that I had never seen before, the tiramisu one, and then also the raspberry cheesecake. Now these are a higher fat content, but they are a nice indulgent little dessert or something at night. They are 130 calories, but I just think they're really nice to have from when you want something like kind of indulgent, and it's probably better than having like a great big dessert. And then they also had the Oiko's strawberry cheesecake. I had never seen this before, so I decided to pick that one up too. And then all of the cream cheese was on for $3, even the whipped one. So I got the chive. I also got the jalapeno cheddar. Andrew likes spicy things. And they had pumpkin spice, so I picked 2 of those up because, you know, I love pumpkin spice. And this is a really great price, $3. And I also got the strawberry and blueberry because I looked at the Walmart pickup order. They don't even have them. So anyways, I decided to pick them up. I also checked the expiration dates, and they're pretty long, so I decided to go a little bit overboard just because it was a good price. But anyways, I just put the pumpkin spice in the back with my coffees. I just kind of put the yogurt in the back. We also need to finish up these pickled onions this weekend, and everything is good to go. And then I just put all of the cream cheese in the back too. So I have a little bit of wiggle room, but I also need to be very mindful of what I'm buying now. So this was like my little convenience sides that I have here. So I do have some sidekicks, and then I have some tortillas. Now these have a really long shelf life. These are good until January, but I also know that if you buy the kits, they need to be longer, but I like that. So I was able to put all of the mac and cheese in here, and then I just put the broth up here because it's different than the other broth that I have. So anyways, I don't have a lot of canned goods, but I also need to be more aware of what I'm going to be using a lot of in the next couple of months. But the pantry is doing good. This was from the strawberry jam, so I need to find another little home for that. And I know I definitely need some sugar, and I'm going to need some more baking ingredients, so I need to be very mindful of that. And I still have the English muffins to take care of. And this is what we are having for dinner tonight: country fried chicken cutlets with green beans. Pretty simple to recreate. There is kind of like a gravy mix or something, but I got the skinless, boneless chicken thighs. We like them a lot better. So anyways, I am going to go ahead and get this going, but first we have to go and take Steve to go and get his card. So dinner's going to be a little bit later for us tonight, but Andrew will be able to have the leftover chicken burger and kind of keep his routine on the way that he likes it. I love these dinners because they're a good portion just for the two of us, a good old comfort meal. The beans didn't look so good, so I had some frozen peas, and then the chicken, you just roll it in mayonnaise and then you dip it in the panko, and then you fry it like 3 minutes per side, and then you just put it in the oven to finish off. So good, so comforting. I loved it. And then I'm just ending the night with tracking what I'm eating. I'm not focusing on it, like it's not exactly what my day is to be and everything. And then I also quickly took a little bit of time tonight to just kind of do my Friday to Sunday brain dump, because I'm honestly like on top of it. Like usually I'm scrambling doing this the end of Friday night, but you know, I have a strategy of what our meals and everything are going to look like for the weekend, and then I need to get some editing done too. So it was a good day. It was nice to have a little bit of a later day. It was nice to have a little bit of extra time with my husband in the morning, and then just giving a little bit of space to write down some plans and everything for the weekend, because it's going to be a busy weekend, but I know next weekend is the long weekend and I'm really looking forward to it. So anyways, that is it for this day of Vlogust. Things are going good. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.